Welcome to Bike Scoop. This is our weekly conversation where we talk about all things bicycle. Today we're here to talk about getting back to school, the bikes and gear you need to get around campus. My name is Tom, and this is my buddy Eddie.
Hey.
Yeah, and we're just going to talk about, show you some different bikes that fit in some different categories, that do some different things, and then we have some cool gear here that just makes riding around campus easier.
Yep.
Obviously, you don't want to spend a ton of money when you do this, or maybe you do, I don't know, but we have everything you need. We can take care of you. You can come to any one of our retail locations or check out our stuff on our website at performancebike.com. So Eddie, do you want to tell us about one of these bikes?
Yeah, sure. So we'll start over here. This is an SE bike. It's a great kind of entry-level price point, hovers around that $220 range. It looks like a rear derailleur on the back. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be going up some hills around campus, this is going to help you get up those hills. We've got flat pedals and a pretty subdued look. It'll get you that entry-level price point to get around campus fairly easily.
Yeah, how much is a bike like that? It's around $200, right?
Yeah, I think this one's around 220 or so.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah. And that's real simple. It's nice. You can lock it up anywhere, and because it's so inexpensive, you don't have to worry about if it gets stolen or something. You're not like losing a car payment or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this bike here, this is actually a Breezer. This is a little bit nicer bike. This is more of your traditional, what you think of as a campus bike. And this one right now is on sale at our stores for about $500. But this has a few extra features that really make it special. First of all, this is a good solid steel frame. So you can ride it and you can ding it up a little bit when you lean it up against things or whatever, and it'll hold up really well. Another great feature on this bike that I love is fenders. Most people think of them as kind of dorky, but when you're just trying to get to class and it's just rained and the ground's wet, that really does help keep you dry. Also, this has a bell, which we like bells around the office. We have a lot of like high-end bells. Maybe we'll do a Facebook on bells at some time.
Yeah, it's the nice way to say on your left.
Exactly, yeah. Let people know you're coming. And then this also has a traditional Springer rack on the back where you can just like stuff something under there like a jacket or something or whatever, and you can get to where you need to go. This also has internally gears. So that bike there has what you've probably seen before with gears on the outside of the wheel. It has a little thing that hangs down. It's called a derailleur. And everything's exposed to the weather on a bike like that. This bike here, everything's internal, and it really helps it run longer and work much better for you. So you can ride it all the time. Kind of a European style bike. But we do carry both of these in most of our stores, and we do carry them on our website. So you can pick something up like this really anywhere.
Yep. So in addition to the two bikes Tom mentioned, there's also some things that are going to make commuting around campus considerably easier. I'd say first and foremost, one of the things you're going to want is a lock.
Yes.
Right here, you can see we have this Breezer locked up, and this is a traditional U-lock with a cable as well. So this allows you to lock the frame to the bike rack and then run your cable through both the wheels to make sure everything's secured. So there's other options for locking your wheels. There's locking skewers, but in terms of simplicity, this is really the easiest, most secure way to lock your bike. In addition, when you're traveling around campus, you're going to need a way to carry things. So here's a Transit Torrent backpack. Backpacks are easy. You carry them with you on your back. Or with a bike with a rack, you could throw on a trunk bag. You could throw on a set of panniers. But one thing to consider, especially if you live in rainy markets, is waterproof material. If you're carrying around books and papers and important things that you don't want to get wet.
Or a
laptop.
Yeah.
Waterproof is always something to consider. Inside our bag here, we've got some other things. So when you're on campus, or when you're riding in general, you definitely want to be seen. So something like a high-vis rain jacket, this one here from Gore, is a great way to stay visible. Also, you want to look at some lights. We have both a front headlight and a rear tail light. And so the way that we kind of break down lights is there's two types of light. There is a be seen light, which is something like a tail light that's going to help you be more visible in traffic. And then there's something like a seeing light. So if you're commuting after dark, in the fall and winter, the sun goes down around 6 o'clock. If class is late, you're going to need to get home. So you can get a 500 to 700 lumen headlight, throw it on there, and see when you're getting home. Those are really the essentials. There's plenty of other things that you can add on. We've got bells. You can assort any bike with fenders. There's any number of locks you can buy. But, you know, in terms of getting from point A to point B, this is really going to be the bulk of what you need.
Yeah, so we've talked a lot about kind of the gear and the bikes. And one of the other big things about owning a bicycle on campus is just to keep it simple.
Yep.
The simpler you keep it and the better you maintain your bike, the easier it is to just go out, jump on your bike, and get to where you need to go. That's kind of how we live our lives here in America mostly with cars, is you just walk outside, get in your car, and you just go to class, you don't even think about it. So there's a few things you can do with your bicycle and with your stuff that'll really help it make it super easy for you to just be able to use your bike, and it's accessible and easy. One of the big ones is keeping your tires inflated.
Yep.
This is something a lot of people who don't ride bikes and aren't bike nerds like we are don't really know a lot about, but bicycle tires do lose tire pressure over time a lot faster than your car does. So you're going to want to get a good floor pump to keep your tires pumped up, or sometimes on campus they might have some kind of inflation facility or something somewhere. You can go to a gas station, whatever, but keep those tires pumped up. You can read the tire pressure rating on the side of the tire, or you can swing by your local Performance and we can show you exactly how to do it. It's really not that hard. You check your tire pressure once every 2 weeks, maybe even a month or something like that, just for getting around campus. It makes a big difference. What else should people do to maintain their bikes?
Yeah, absolutely. So if your bike is going to be stored outside or you're going to be riding in the elements, you definitely want to maintain your drivetrain. And that could be as simple as adding a little bit of chain lube every week or so. But being outside in the elements, your chain might start rusting. Keeping everything nice and lubricated is going to keep your ride running smoothly.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And then keep your gear near the door and have everything ready to go so you can just use your bike. When I was in school, of course that was a long time ago now, but I did live with several roommates that had cars, and for a while I didn't have a car at all, and we would leave the apartment at the same time, and then sometimes I would get to class before them because I could just walk outside, get on my bike, ride across campus and be there. They had to find parking, they had to negotiate all that kind of stuff, and then walk from the parking lot all the way into class.
Right.
So in some cases, I mean, cars are great, but in some cases bikes are a lot faster and more convenient. And also remember, at some schools, freshmen aren't allowed to bring cars.
Right.
So a bike is a great alternative for that.
It's a lot tougher to get a parking ticket on a bike.
It is a lot tougher to get a parking ticket on a bike, absolutely. And your parking is usually great. You can roll right up to the front door and park your bike.
Yep.
So we did actually get a question. Someone did ask what kind of bike the black one is. I guess they thought it was super cool.
Oh.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so this is an SE Bikes Hefe. So it's got a...
Yeah, that's spelled H-E-F-E.
H-E-F-E.
It is really cool. We've actually been riding this around and really like it, yeah.
Yep, so it's just got a very simple 1x drivetrain. I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but we have a single chain ring up front, and it looks like
let me wheel this out here
seven speeds on the back here. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, so 1x drivetrain, that's obviously going to make things a lot simpler. You don't have a front derailleur to deal with. And then as Tom mentioned, you've got your derailleur with your external gearing here. So uphills, downhills, you've got plenty of gears.
Yes, and very simple, relatively lightweight. It's not like a carbon fiber bike or anything like that, but it is great for just getting around campus.
Very durable.
Absolutely very durable. So what else have we not covered? We talked about the maintenance. We talked about the gear and stuff you need.
We talked about.
Oh, you want to show them how to lock and unlock your bike just to make it easy?
Oh, sure. Okay. So this is just a simple on-guard U-lock with a cable lock. I've got the keys in my backpack here. There's two types of locks. You can get a combo lock or you can get a lock with keys. I prefer a lock with keys. Oftentimes they're a little more secure.
I prefer combo locks. You can't really lose a combination.
It's true.
Unless you forget it.
So simple enough, you just reach down. Let's see, they unlock. Pull everything apart.
And notice that he has the cable running through both wheels, and that's actually another reason we picked these two bicycles. A lot of times when you're walking around campus or when you're walking around the inner city, you'll see a bike that's leaning up against a post or something, and the wheels are missing. That's because on a lot of bikes nowadays, you have what's called a quick release, which is a completely toolless way to get your wheels off. And so if you do not lock it up, it will disappear. So make sure when you lock your bike to get the combination or the U-lock and have it go all the way through both wheels and the frame. And if you have any questions about that, of course, you can swing by one of our performance stores, or you can go ahead and post a question on this thread, and we can show you a little bit more detail about that. But actually, proper locking etiquette is huge. And then also on these bikes here in particular, one of the reasons we chose these is these are bolt-on wheels. They actually bolt on. It requires a tool to take them off. So it's just a lot easier to just bolt everything on the bike, and it just keeps it all safe for you.
It's a deterrent.
It is a deterrent, super simple, and it works great. Yeah, so I don't see any more questions coming in. So yeah, I think we covered most of the basics. Of course, I'm sure there's one or two things we forgot. You're more than welcome to post below and ask any questions, and we can take care of you at any time, because we're here pretty much 24/7 on Facebook, obviously. Or you can swing by any of our performance stores, or check out performancebike.com if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for taking the time to do this. This is great.
Glad to be here.
Thank you so much, and we're signing off. We'll see you next time on Bike Scoop.